Most people always cook and just take rice to them. If they eat on Monday, what will they do on Tuesday? So I thought it made more sense to actually train them. And when we train them, we set them up. At the end of the day, they don't need to wait for anybody to bring food for them.
And Special Advisor to Kaduna State Governor on Creative Arts Development, Hajia Halima Idris.
Some of them, I pick them as musicians. I have the comedians that have been signed by a company here in Lagos. You know, I have models. So a lot of them now have seen life more than they used to see.
These two very strong women in charge tell us what motivates them. All these coming right up.
The days when women are limited to certain roles are fast becoming history. With us in the studio is our very first guest. She is a chef and also the editor of Cuisine Crafters. But not only that, she's also someone who runs an NGO to give back to those through catering. Please welcome Mrs. Shade Oshibo. I'm so glad I pronounced that properly.
Yes, you did.
2 years ago, I would have said Osibo.
You know, funny, I'm Yoruba and I would have said Osibo.
Are you serious? Okay, fine. I don't feel so bad now.
Oshi, the dash is under the S.
Yes. Alphabet.
And thank you so much for the cupcakes.
Yes.
You sent us a while
A while ago, Shadi sent us some
You're
cupcakes.
reviewing my magazine as well. I
No,
really appreciate
it's,
it.
I think when I first got the magazine, you know, I was really impressed because it's one of, at least the only ones that I know in Nigeria where it's a magazine about food and it's about cuisine. So tell us how you started Cuisine Crafters.
Yes, I bought a couple of magazines a while ago, and I just noticed everything was all about fashion. Like people in the big food industry were not really we're not appreciated, we're not in existence. So I wanted something to appreciate us. Let's talk about the people in the food industry, appreciate Nigerian food, and in a way when you talk about food, talk about culture. So I made this a food and culture magazine, and I talk a lot about family matters, marriages, and just a great magazine. I guess.
But I'm curious to know how did you actually put it together? Because one of the hardest things to do in Nigeria is get into the publishing industry. Not only is it time consuming, but it's also quite expensive.
I was very lucky to have good writers.
Okay.
And most of them were very interested in joining me.
Okay.
So I have a dietitian, I have a nurse, so of course I made the food, health and lifestyle.
Okay.
So I have 2 doctors, a dentist, dietitian, a pediatrician. I have so many people who really wanted to join me. And of course I talk about the food part of it and talk about family values. I have a page where I got inspired by my elder brother. She's married to an Yoruba girl.
Okay.
So she didn't know how to do amala ewedu bakery. She had to learn it.
Okay.
So I created the story of intertribal marriage and culinary adjustments. So I now use real couple. I interviewed an Igbo lady and a Yoruba man. I interviewed people from Kogi and Northerners. I just different people.
That's really nice. I like
to
that
make it
aspect.
interesting.
I like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of intertribal marriage in Nigeria, and a lot of people don't necessarily think that it works. So when you're interviewing people who have a union that is functional and that is doing well, it's great.
No, I totally agree. And I know, Shadi, you know, the reason why we brought you here is because of you are a woman who is in charge and doing well for herself in the north, and you live in Abuja. You know, so what's your experience been like? You know, having a catering business, is business there much different from here, specifically the catering industry?
I don't think it's really different because I didn't do it for long in Lagos. I lived in Lagos for a while. When I got married, I had to move to Abuja, of course, to go and join my husband. And I was flying as an air hostess then. I was an air hostess for 6 years. So catering was just by the side for me. My job was full-time air hostess job, but when I had my second baby, I just resigned and faced catering squarely. So I can't really compare because I've not really been a full-time caterer in Lagos, but in Abuja I'm grateful to God. It's really good.
Business is booming.
Business is booming.
I'm grateful to God.
How do you manage to juggle, you know, being a business owner, an editor, and a mother? And the reason why I'm asking this is because a lot of times people assume that it's impossible to do all of those things or to be a wife and mother and a powerful woman in business.
It's all about planning for me. My priority is my kids first, I won't lie. So they close 4 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursdays. So those are the main days I sell food out and do things.
Okay.
So on other days, I try to write in the middle of the night my articles.
Okay.
And of course, because I have other writers, most of the time I always beg them, just give me 3 different articles. I choose one I want and send to an editor. I don't it's not stress for me. It's so easy at the end of the day because I work from home. I don't even have my office.
Okay.
So it's convenient for me. My catering job, even cooking, is in the house.
Okay.
Because I only do weddings and birthdays. So I cook from the house and go to the venue. I take my kids most of the time to the venue with me and the nanny. So I'm not overworked. It's easy for me.
She makes it sound like it's so easy. I work from home and I cook there, and then at night I write my articles, and then during the day I take care of the kids. Superwoman, essentially. And you're managing it so easily.
Do you have a passion though for catering?
Of course, I do. I actually love cooking so much. I never thought about it as business. It was when I was flying as an air hostess. I just used to like to cook for my boss. So one of my friends just came one day and just said, "Shadi, please can you cook for me?" And gave me 6,000. I'm like, "Oh, it's actually business." That was how I started. I never planned it.
Did you ever think of providing food for airlines? Because I hear that's very, very big
That one is
business.
it's big business, but it's for rich people at the moment. I'm not on my way.
Okay.
You have to have a large,
I hope to be like
a large maybe factory or
yes,
something.
just a large factory, and I'm sure I won't be able to. My kids are too young for me to face that kind of.
Okay.
My kids first.
So perhaps maybe when they're
in the next 5 years. So not now.
That's awesome. Now, after this, we're going to talk